my portfolio is absolutely, you know, it is in its entirety is its own work of art, not just a single piece. And the some individual pieces become the overall work of art. And so, as I mentioned a little bit ago, just my being able to do precise work and be cleaner about it was one of those things that has gotten me other work over the years. And so, and it was something that some teacher I had way back recognized that Kevin had that whatever simple ability to do that and make that point to me. And I was then able to then keep that information in my head and in my work, and as a result, you know, it's gotten me work. It's made me money in some fashion or another, you know, over the years. The game's afoot, as Holmes said. We have 2 weeks, and actually I've taken 3.5 hours of that 2 weeks away from you already, just to talk your ears off. I promise you this is the only time I'm going to totally talk your ears off, because I didn't plan for a mall or anything like that. There are more things that I would have liked to do, but that's the problem with the first class. And this is a tough study, folks. 205 bones. I don't remember how many muscles. It's 400 and some odd, I think. Muscles come in groups and things like that. Uh-oh, there goes the neighborhood. It is a long-term endeavor. Okay, it is a long-term study, and most of it's going to come from within. I'm going to give you information, and something I like to say all the time is that unfortunately, as much as I've given you in terms of information today, if you are a genius, if you are incredibly beyond belief, you're going to remember about 1/3 of it. Okay? You can maybe hold on to about 1/3 of it, because I also know that with the 18 people or so we have here, I've only been talking to 1/3 of you at any one time. Okay. 1/3 of you. Over here, you listened to everything I said. Absolutely engrossed in every word. It's all ensconced. You know. You folks, on the other hand, well, traffic was tough coming in here. And, you know, I didn't get to eat lunch today, so I'm getting kind of hungry. What am I going to have for dinner tonight? You know? So these are some of the things that you've been dealing with the whole time I've been talking. We're getting it all. You got it all. Yeah. You, on the other hand, well, think about sex. And, well, I can't blame you. You're not paying any attention to me. You know? Well, if you're thinking about sex and me at the same time, you got a problem, buddy. It's never going to work. So, you know, you're going to have to work harder at it to try stay focused, stay on track, to kind of do the study, to find the reference material, find the books. Gray's Anatomy. I bought a copy of Gray's Anatomy at the Houston Public Library down the street here for $25. They sell it for like $75. And I found it used in, like, you know, there it is. You know, it's like a $75 book. It's a textbook for students in pre-med. Like your first Gross Anatomy class, that's the Bible. You know, Mr. Gross, Dr. Gross put it all together, did all the drawings. Some of them are pretty bad, by the way. But they're for doctors. They don't need to, they're not artists, you know. And a lot of books are written, you know, either by mechanics or by doctors, and to a certain extent. And so some of them don't always work, or they're not as well, and some of their opinions are wrong, or not quite. They don't gel with other opinions. So it's something to keep that in mind. Find a couple of books maybe on anatomy. Don't necessarily stick with what we have in our library here. There's a lot of other libraries. I like half-price books. I've been to, you know, they give me a discount card. You know, Texas Art Supply is going to be too expensive. They don't have any books or anything like that, but they have the materials that might be handy. Hobby Lobby always has coupons on the internet for like 40% off. So if you walk into the Hobby Lobby and I want like that 180-pound paper pad, it's a good big size pad, it has really good paper for all of those projects or something like you're going to do. And you walk into Hobby Lobby, you got the 40% off coupon, and you go and buy the pad, okay, and walk out, you win. Okay, it's kind of like the parking thing. You win. But if you buy something else, they win. You know, I print out a couple of coupons, go buy what I want, put it in the car, come back.
Ta-da!
I lived in New York City a long time. I as a student, I lived on 40 cents a day, and I was eating. You know, it was tough back then. Never could take the subway. I couldn't afford that. But the problem, you know, as I said, is ahead of you. You have some time. Tomorrow, you know, is gone if you don't use it. And I know you've got other teachers to deal with, but I'm the only important one. Start right away, set the type, print it out, get all your ducks in a row, get that information together. Play with the typography, figure out what would look really cool, what would look nice, how would this look good in my portfolio? Am I going to keep the same theme all the way along? Is it going to evolve and grow? You don't know that yet, but you know, it's something you're going to have to face up to eventually. You know, you're going to eventually maybe put several of these things in your portfolio, not maybe all of them, but you know, is there going to be continuity? Is this one going to be different than that one? You know, it's up to you, and you won't know until the third, fourth piece as you get there. As I said a second ago, just get started on it. And as I said, today is my last day of the week here. Next Tuesday, I'm back in
301
Tuesday.
Storyboard.
Storyboarding, yeah. Okay. You want to say hi to me? I'm in that room down there in the afternoon, and at night I'm a student, so I'm probably unavailable. But then Wednesday, I'm in here all afternoon and evening. And everyone, I say this all the time, you're always invited. You know, you want to stop by for a few minutes and say hi, it's okay. You know, I didn't want to start. Sometimes I'll be yapping like I am now or something like that, lecturing. You'll have to hang out for a little bit and wait. You saw Don just showed up a few minutes ago. He'll come back. Because this is a tough week. I promise next week we will talk about anatomy on paper on the wall. We will have a model. Actually, I have no idea who I'm going to call yet for that. Somebody will talk about the problem of the hand, what this thing is all about, and we will do all the whole figure. It will be both life drawing and anatomy. So also next week, bring a pad of paper. Grown-up pads, folks. This is the smallest size right here. I see people all the time doing drawings on the little one. You know, it's not enough room. I need bigger space to make my mistakes. You know, so the larger pads do.
So 14 by 17 is good?
Yeah, that's the smallest size I will use, and I use this a lot. You know, and for some of those projects that I said that I want to do for the other gallery or something like that, I'm going to get the bigger one.
So 18 by 24 would be better.
Yeah, I mean this thing here. Oh, this thing here. And I was using this. This is a nice size. I have this one down there.
Yeah, I think that's the 18 by 24.
In terms of line quality, I've mentioned this to you before, Will. There's the pencil by Paul Kael out of my library at home. That was a good enough book, by the way, that we had in our library downstairs. Someone stole it, you know, and so that happens. What I've got there, and there's a black bag here, and I'm going to let you go right now.